Building, man. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? When we live on this Thursday night, man. Hey, listen to me. If you watching that boring ass preseason game, hey, I ain't knocking you because I was watching a couple minutes ago. I ain't gonna lie, I had to get my fix on too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I had to watch a touchdown get scored. I had to watch somebody get hit. Like I had to just get it out of me. You know what I'm saying? So now I got it out of me. Now I'm cool. Now I can only watch the Cowboys. I'm cool now. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie. I watched a little bit of myself. I ain't gonna lie. I watched a little bit of myself. You know what I'm saying? But yo, what's up with you, Henny, man? It is your boy West Coast. We live in the building, man. Got my cousin on the line. Henny Cowboy, what's up with you, man?
Man, I can't even call it, man. Just up here chilling.
Shoot, I heard that, man. Today is day 8 of training camp. This is Can't Sleep Cowboys. We're going to be breaking down everything that your boy saw at training camp today. But before we do that, we need everybody. We need you guys to tell the nation that we're even on. I'm going to tell you guys how this thing works, right? They only send out a notification to like 1% of my followers. And I have over 51,000 followers on Facebook and like 3,000 on YouTube and a gang on Twitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So realistically, they're only telling maybe like 1%, maybe like 70, like 100 people that we're going live. So those other people that are going to know we're live, they're going to know we're live because you told them. All right? So I need every single person. What's up, Auntie? I'm Auntie Angela too. Appreciate you for them stars. Shout out to OG Code Dyer with the honey band. Appreciate you, boy. And then Angela, appreciate you too. I need every single person right now to hit that star button right now. And if you're on YouTube, don't trip because I'm actually going over there right now. I hate it that you have to like turn monetization on YouTube. On Facebook, it's just on automatically. But I'm about to turn it on right now. Now on Facebook, not on Facebook, but on YouTube, I need you to hit that super chat. Super chat is on. If you drop a super chat, I will read your super chat question or comment, whatever it is. I will read it, and I'll give you some enlightenment. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I give you the best of my abilities. Tonight, the call in. Listen to me, y'all. The call in line. Whoopsie, that's the wrong thing. The call-in line will be on tonight. The call-in line will be on tonight. Hey, man, listen, if you call every night West Coast Goes Live, praise God for you. Thank you for supporting. But I need some of y'all folks that be in my comment box talking all that boontang, talking all that bourgeois. You know what I'm talking about, that bourgeoisie. You know what I mean? Talking all that kum tala boom ba boo. You know what I'm talking about. Talking all that craziness in my comment box. I need some of y'all crazy-ass Cowboy fans to call in. You feel me? That's all I'm trying to say. I need some of y'all crazy-ass Cowboy fans to call in. So, if you're a crazy-ass Cowboy fan, you got something to say, you tired of hearing it, you tired of hearing about it, I need to hear from you tonight. You feel me? So make sure you guys, when I put up the call-in line, make sure you guys hit that call-in line so you have a good time tonight. Now, what I'm about to do is I'm about to go through here and I'm about to say what's up to everybody that's saying what's up to me. As I say your name, I need every single person to hit that share button. And then also, I need every single person to hit that star button. Everybody hit that star button. I appreciate you guys. And what's up with you, Angela? Appreciate you, Auntie. Justin Mitchell, appreciate you. All right, so yo, man, you guys already know. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm about to go through. And also, we got to stop the damn run hats. Hey, shout out to my I was actually able to give one to one of the players today. I appreciate my boy Brunson for grabbing the hat today. That was pretty dope. Salute to you. But yo, let's go through this comment box real quick as I say your name. And also, man, I'm about to pin my cousin's his cash app right there. If you want to look out for my cousin,
that ain't it.
if you want to look out, make sure you hit that cash app. You feel me? Let me plug this computer in though. But hey, Henny, shout some people out real quick while I find my charger.
Lewis Winslow, what's up? He done tapped in with us on YouTube. Let's see who else up in here. David Rollers, what's good with you? I'm finna butcher some of y'all names, so just get ready. John Pellegrino said, what's up to your West Coast? Leon, Miss Wanda, Justin Mitchell, Paul Martinez, we see you. What's good with y'all? Angela Hardy, Isaiah Young, Lee Harrison. Let's see who else tapped in with us. Devontae Darby.
Appreciate you. What up, Devontae? I heard that. Hey, what's up? I got Buddha Jones over here on Facebook. I got Lee Harrison. I see him. I got Buddha Jones. I got Mark, double Mark. What up, boy? I see you. Mark Martinez the second. That means there's a first out there somewhere. Angela Hardy, what's up with you? Devontae, I see you. Who we got on YouTube? We got Big Flock 91. What's up with you? We got Craig English over there on YouTube. We got Lewis Winslow. Appreciate you. And we got Rockin' Cowboy, man. Appreciate you guys for tapping in, man, and stopping by, man. We're going to go ahead and jump into this real fast. Let's go, man. So, the Dallas Cowboys signed Anthony Barr yesterday. I didn't get my cousin on here to give his thoughts on it. He wrote a fire article. I think it's only fair that I give him the microphone first. Yes, I did just take my socks off because it's getting hot up in here. But I think it's fair that I give my cousin the mic first. Why? Because, man, y'all thoroughly supported my video, man, so I appreciate it. Then after he speaks, I'm going to turn the call-in line on, and then I want to know what the nation think. You feel me? So, Henny Man. Tell me what you think about the Dallas Cowboys. First off, what was your reaction when the Dallas Cowboys signed Anthony Barr? Because I know you're a guy that's been pushing for him for a very, very long time.
Man, I can't. I really couldn't believe they actually made the signing because it made too much sense. And we always talk about how the Cowboys don't do stuff that make common football sense, but they actually did. And in my mind frame, it's a great signing because it not only helps your linebacking core, but it actually also helps your safety room and it helps your pass rush just by adding this one guy to your team. So we added Anthony Barr. He can play middle linebacker. That means that J-Ron Curtis does not have to spend so much time playing middle linebacker in some of these sub packages. That means Michael Parsons can spend more time being an elite pass rusher that we know he can be instead of playing linebacker. And we already did not have a lot of depth at the linebacker position to start with. As we were saying, Michael Parsons is going to be a pass rusher. Leighton Vander Esch is not a middle linebacker, and neither is the boy from LSU we had that had a little knee injury. There's very little chance that he might be ready for the season to start. So it's really a great move all the way around. So adding this one player has improved three of your rooms in my mind. So I'm happy to see it. And even looking at his production last year, I know he missed 11 games, but let's hear me out on this. If he did not miss any time, he was on track to set his career highs in tackles, sacks, and pass deflections. He already, in that limited amount of time, set his career high for interceptions. So you can't. This is not a guy that is on a downswing. He's actually were playing lights out outside of the injuries. So you could make the argument that if he stayed healthy, he would have played himself outside of the Cowboys' price range. So it's sort of a double-edged sword. Yeah, we're taking a chance on an injured guy, but we're getting a great value pick, a great value player, I should say, just because of that injury. Because there's no way that he's a $3 million linebacker if he actually finishes out last season. So I'm happy to have him.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something that I liked it about Anthony Barr is he's a guy that actually got his hands on the ball. Man, my boy, in 11 games last year, he had 3 interceptions, he had 2 forced fumbles, and he had 3 tackles for loss. So, I mean, that's 8 negative plays right there that he calls by himself. You know what I'm saying? That he single-handedly calls by himself. Now, I'm going to tell you the name of the game is upgrading. And I'm going to tell you this right here. The Dallas Cowboys got better by signing Anthony Barr. And that's the only thing that really matters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we as a team got better. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I like the addition. I like what you were saying about as far as Micah Parsons too. This now allows Micah Parsons to be to be whatever they want him to be. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Micah Parsons is such a good player that you don't want to necessarily limit him to anything. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able him to, one game you might need him to do this, one game you might need him to do that. You know what I'm saying? But more importantly, you want to have options. And what I like about this right here is this gives us options to do whatever we want to do with Micah Parsons. Like whatever we want to do with him is we can do with him.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of flexibility because Anthony Barr is not just like a one-dimensional player. He's great in run support. He know how to attack the gaps. He know how to make negative plays in the run game. He's good enough to fall back into pass coverage when you ask him to. He's a linebacker, of course, so there's limitations to how good a coverage that you can expect. But he's solid enough that you don't have to take him off the field. And if with Dan Quinn out there, he likes to throw out a lot of different pressure packages. he's a guy that actually can rush the passer. He had 10 pressures in that limited amount of playing time that he had last year. He had the 2.5 sacks. So this guy is a all around baller. So the only question is health, and this is the right team to add a guy. Well, when people don't understand, like some of these moves we make are calculated. The Dallas Cowboys have an award-winning medical staff. That's why we can take chances on guys like Randall Cobbs, and they can go off somewhere and get money. That's why we can sign guys like Derek McFadden and get 1,000-yard season out of them after they've been injury riddled for several years. We have the type of medical staff that you can take risks, and like Dallas. What people don't realize is Dallas is one of the bigger center points for medical advancements in the United States. That's why you have guys like Geno Atkins, who had his surgery performed by one of our team doctors.
God dang,
So
this boy is cooking, man. Hold up, man.
I'm so glad that I serve a God.
My boy said, my cousin said, y'all, he said he went and told y'all the Dallas area just better. I can dig that, man. Keep preaching, man. Go ahead, man. Hey, that is a phenomenal point. Phenomenal point. That's why they were able to take Jalen Smith.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You could take guys.
Phenomenal point.
Leighton Vander himself had injury issues, and they stuck with him because they got a good medical staff.
And think about this: we're not even talking about Leighton Vander Esch's injuries no more. We're talking about his play now.
Right.
Like we're past that. You know what I'm saying?
So this Dallas has always been a good place for players that had a couple of injuries to come and play. Hell, Randall Cobb spoke about Dallas telling him some things about him having weak hips. He never heard that before. So he did a whole bunch of hip exercises while he was in Dallas and straightened his core. And he said that's one of the reasons he was able to play so many games that season he came down here.
Facts.
It's just the little nuances like that where you can make calculated risks on players. And at $3 million with only $2 million guaranteed, you can't really beat it. We were talking about Anthony Barr being a $10 million player.
No, we were talking about him being an $11 million player because that's
that's
what he said he wanted.
You're right. Bob Wagner wanted 10.
Yeah, that's what he said he wanted. He said he wanted, but that was the initial rumor. But it's like, the Cowboys, I think the Cowboys did, they probably wanted him for a minute because they've been linked to him for a minute. So I do believe when, people see, I think it was definitely, about the money. You know what I'm saying? I think it was the whole time was about the money. You know what I'm saying? That was this whole thing. Now, I like what it does for us because, it also takes, with having a guy like Micah Parsons, Barr is going to be able to do some other things too. He should have a little bit more productive season too. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be a little bit of give and take on both those. But more importantly, I think Barr is going to help Micah more than Micah's ever going to be able to help him because, he's going to be the weak hand side. He's going to be the middle linebacker. He's going to be able to do whatever those things. Now, I don't know right out the gate if Barr's going to do that, but I actually don't think you're going to get the real Anthony Barr to week 8-ish. You know what I'm saying? Because for the first couple weeks, I still think they're going to still roll with things as they are. I think J-Ron Curse is still going to be the green dot. I think Mike is still going to be laying up where he is. You know what I'm saying? I think those things are still going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Also, it was reported that he is going to be starting the season on PUB. That's the short-term PUB, so that means he will be eligible for week 1. And they're probably just giving him an opportunity to get himself in better shape or get himself in. Because you got to think right now, as good a shape as he's in right now, he is not in shape as the guys that are in shape that are getting hit on right now. You know what I'm saying? My boy ain't got hit on, and if I'm not mistaken, did he finish the season or did he start the season and didn't finish, or did he finish the season late and then ended it?
I actually think he missed games sporadically through the season.
Okay.
Because the big injury that he had was the year before. He tore his pectoral muscle week 2 in 2020, and so he played 2 games and was through. This time around, I think he had a hamstring at one point.
That sounds like it's hurt.
Then I bet it do.
That sounds like it
tore
hurts,
it right off the bone, boy.
That sounds like it hurt because your arms is not like your legs. Like your legs, your MCL don't even got blood going through it. So you tear it, yeah, it feels weird, but you don't actually feel it. And I tore my MCL. But man, your arms got veins and all types of stuff. That sounds like it hurts, bruh.
Yeah, painful. Especially your chest area, man. That's gotta be excruciating.
Yeah, that sounds
But
like it hurts. Sounds like a burning sensation. That's what it sounds like to me. But
but
go ahead.
yeah, nah, but that's pretty much just the base. That's the basis on it. Because he gonna have familiarity with the coaching staff too. Because Edwards is a guy that coached him for like 7 years in Minnesota. He's on our coaching staff. So we have a guy that's very familiar with him and how to use him. And then when you also just think about adding Dan Quinn to that mix, we know his versatility of putting players in different positions to be successful.
Mm.
So I'm just excited because we already were talking about the defense, probably being a top 10 unit because they were really a top 10 unit last year. And you add a guy with this pedigree, even if he can't be the guy he used to be, let's say that he does take a small step back. Even if he was 80% of the play he is still the best pure linebacker on our team. Because Michael Parsons is a great player, but he is more of an edge. He's more of a pass rusher. He's a guy that's gonna go get the quarterback. Leighton Vander Esch, his play has been up and down, mostly down these past couple of years. Then Jabril Cox has barely played.
Hey,
He
and
got
I'm gonna give you an update on Jabril Cox. Jabril Cox is back on the bands. He's back on the medical field. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. It could be 100% precautionary. Hey, and we have our first caller of the night. I forgot I had the damn 425 up there. You know what I'm saying? So let me pull this down real quick. But we going 409. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on, bro?
All right, we going hey, this show tonight is all about y'all, so forget what we saying. 409, tell me what you talking about, man. What you want to talk about, man. It's a day 8 of training camp. It's your boy West Coast, man. And the Henny man.
Yeah. Hey, how y'all doing tonight? So I appreciate the show too, man. Just to be honest with you, doing great content. So just thank you.
Appreciate you, sir.
So with Barr, the thing I like about him is in that you get two things that I like. You get veteran leadership, but also you get someone that can play, and it's going to allow Parsons to do a lot of things. But one of the things I think the Joneses underestimated is veteran leadership. And I'm not talking about in-house grown veteran leadership. I'm talking about guys that have experience from other places that can bring some things to your team that you may be lacking because some of our guys just know the Cowboy way. And so I think the Cowboys really kind of like that if you look at it. They don't really like a lot of outside guys coming in. That's why they don't pursue those guys. But this guy can come in and teach, Parsons says, hey, this is how to be a linebacker. He really doesn't have anybody in there to do that. And I really wish they could think about that on the wide receiver room because, CeeDee Lamb is still a young pup, man. He has guys in there that are rookies that are older than him. So you're asking him to be the veteran leader of that group, which is kind of hard to do. And so, I don't know, West Coast, you probably can remember when Parcells took over, he actually brought a few guys in that played for him for a while just to kind of set the room and be leaders of the room because he wanted them to show them, hey, this is the way we want it done here. And Bill figured I can't be everywhere at one time. So I can get some of these guys in here to show them how to do it, you know what I'm saying, and just change the culture and change it around to what I want it to be. And so I think the Cowboys really missed a boat on that because a lot of our fans, we really get wrapped up in the, hey, younger is better. But you start looking at these teams, man, these older, you can have youth for the majority of
OG, you almost made me choke. I was drinking some water, man. You almost made me choke right now. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Well, because the thing is that, you can we've been the youngest team the last 10 years, one of the youngest teams the last 10 years, and it hasn't gotten us anywhere. Why? Because I think sometimes in big games like the 49ers games, we don't have any veteran leadership. Someone to tell the young guys, hey, it's going to be okay. Hey, we're going to be okay. Y'all good enough. I've seen things. And, you have people that hadn't seen things. And so I just think that those guys, they kind of don't value outside leadership. And because you even look at what Kurtz brought last year, they wasn't planning on Kurtz being that leader, right? He just happened to be the leader that he was, surprisingly. And so, they don't really value those things from the outside, and I think getting Barr in here is going to really help.
Hey, that was a phenomenal point, and I love what you said about J. Ron Kurtz because you're absolutely right. I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of people weren't even pegging J. Ron Kurtz to make this team. And I was at training camp, and the first thing I said, because that was the big thing last year was safety, as I kept saying, I don't know about y'all, but 27 is not leaving the field, bruh. He's not leaving the field. Hey, AOG, excellent point. Henny, anything you want to say to that, man? He had some excellent points. Or did you have something else? Did you have something else, OG?
Yeah, I had one more thing, and then
Go
y'all
ahead.
can comment on it.
Go ahead.
You notice, I don't know, which side of the ball do you think that Steven and Jerry really like messing with, the defense or offense?
Wow, that is a.
That's
The money says the offense, but their actions here lately says defense.
I mean,
well,
the money used to say the offense.
They've never installed a defense coordinator on a head coach. They've always installed an offense coordinator on a head coach. And most of the, like, they really are involved in the offense. They really, the defense, they're not as involved. It's not even-handed. But one of the things, if you look at the offense, I don't know, and y'all can check me on this, in the depth chart, the ones and twos, I don't know if they have everybody on the ones and twos that have either been drafted or an undrafted free agent for the Cowboys right now. We don't have anyone from outside this organization that plays a pivotal role nowhere in the offense. But on the defense, we could have actually three. We could, we could have both our safeties, and now Barr can be that person now. And what it is telling you that the coach, the defensive coach, comes in with a different mindset. He sees some things that's lacking. And he said, you know what, we need this guy here. We need that guy there. And so he brought those guys in, if you really think about it, on the defense side. But on the offense side, everything is homegrown. The offensive coordinator is homegrown. The top 22 players are all homegrown. And so I think that's why we missed the boat at. I think, like, you look at other teams like Tampa Bay and these other teams, they sprinkle in, they sprinkle in veterans just here and there. I think the Julio Jones signing for Tampa Bay was great. Okay, people might say he might not do what Julio did back in the days, but he's there just in case somebody gets hurt or whatever. But those are the contingency plans teams that are trying to win a championship make. They go outside the organization and get what they need. You can build through the draft, but to get over the hump, the free agency is what I think gets you over the hump. And I think that we have done a terrible job in free agency, man, where we could upgrade some positions and just go out there and say, hey, this guy here is not good enough. Let's go find a guy and pay him some money and upgrade that position to where it's not a negative but a positive. And I think that on offense we hadn't done that, and we just really rely on, and that's the side the Joneses really, they covet. That's the one that sell jerseys. And so that's the side they got their hands in, and I think, and I'm going to tell you the reason why, is because they think that if I go outside and get all these outside guys, it'll take away from the credit when we ultimately win. I want to get all homegrown talent so I can say I did it my way.
I got to get that sound back. I got to get that sound back. We're using that way too much. I got to get that sound back. I did it my way. We need that.
Hey, fellas, man, y'all keep on with the show, man. I just wanted to call and just kind of get that out there. We need more veteran leadership on this team from outside the organization, not homegrown Cowboy way. Veteran leadership. We need other eyes that have other experiences to come in here and do things a little bit different around here and change up the culture, because I think that's really, man, now that you have an open line, man, I'll be calling you more often, but the culture, the Dallas Cowboy cultures was killing us all the time, and I think the Joneses set that culture, man, and the players just kind of fall up under that. We need somebody to break that culture, whether it be coach, outside coach, or outside players to come in here and just say, hey, y'all, no, y'all too soft. This whole thing is soft. Y'all need, hey, we're going to win. This is what happened. Or a team to come in and say, hey, let me tell you why we beat y'all.
Facts.
We beat y'all because we bust you upside the head.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, y'all need to change that mentality. And I know what we thought of y'all. Let's change that mentality and go forward. So anyway, I'm gonna get off and listen to you fellas, man. I appreciate y'all time.
Hey, OG, well, AG, and I know I'm sorry, you have a familiar voice, but say your name one more time, so every time you call, I make sure I answer you. What was your name one more time on social media?
No, it's B Bird on YouTube, man.
Got you.
B Bird.
Got you. Yeah. Put him on the favorite list. All right, appreciate you, OG.
All right.
Hey, yeah, that was a great call, man, and I completely agree with some of his points. Especially like when you think about
hold up real quick, Kenny. Hey, 815, you there?
I'm there.
All right, hey, let my boy Henny, let my Cuzzo finish his point, and then you up next. All right, hey, Cuzzo, what did you think about? Hey, that was a fire call. I gotta give him. Hold on, I gotta give him.
Yeah, show him some love, man.
I'm stating facts.
Yeah, I gotta give him. How about them Cowboys too?
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, man. Hey, real quick, what was your thoughts on that call?
Man, I think he hit the nail right on the head because you talk about veteran leadership and you look around the locker room and who's there. None of these guys have ever done anything. Like just with the addition of Anthony Barr, this is a guy who has been in close playoff games. This is a guy that's played in a NFC Championship game. So he knows what the pressure is like. He knows what it's like to advance. He knows what it's like to focus in. You know, he knows what it's like to handle those momentum swings during tough games and bad environments. Matter of fact, remember he was on the team that had the Minnesota Miracle.
Mm-hmm.
That got to the NFC Championship game. So like he's a guy that has seen some things. And just to his point, there's not a lot of guys on our roster that can say that. Like I think at this point, I think it's only Dak, Zeke, and DeMarcus Lawrence whoever won a playoff game with us. I think LVE. So I think there's like 4 guys on our team that actually know what it's like to actually win a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't really have that cachet. We don't really have anybody they can look up to, outside those couple guys. So I think that would go a long way in adding some more veteran presence on both sides of the ball.
Yes, sir. And hey, shout out. I got shout out real quick. I got my boy TC in the building. What's up with you, TC? Appreciate you. And then we got my boy Bibba BJ Nix. What's up with your boy?
It's cool, man. Got red bottoms on. Life is good.
Hey, that's how. That's how I feel when other great content creators watch my content. You feel me? Hey, 815, you on the line? Hey, BJ, 425-436-6399. Man, show me the same love I show you, brother, and call in. 815, talk to me, baby. 815, I think your phone is on mute. 815, you on the line? Let me know you on the line. You was just chopping with me. I think we lost 815.
Ah, man.
Nah, no, he ain't. There you go. 815. 815, is you alive? Is you there, 815? No, I don't think he there, y'all. I think he left. All right, y'all. So, hey, somebody bang that line one time, though. If you want to come up in, I'm going to tell you the chat line, the call-in line is on. 815, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry I took so long. You know I'm long-winded. Nah, B, get your bag of chips and come back. You feel me? Get your charger. We'll be ready. VJ Nixon, what's up, my boy? Appreciate you for tapping in.
So what were your thoughts on what our caller was talking about?
I mean, to be honest with you, man, like you know me, man. I'm in total agreement. I think that that Barr is gonna have is gonna have an effect. I like what he's gonna do with Micah Parsons. I totally understand about the organization and everything, man. I'm like, honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you though, man. With me watching football tonight, I'm really like, Lord forgive me, for saying this, but man, F Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, man. Like, they ain't lining it up, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, bro, like Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones is not about to be the cause and end all of my season. You feel me? Like, these dudes gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna have to play ball, bro. Like, they gonna have to play ball, man. But yo, I had a question for the comment box, man. I had a question for the nation because, hold on, we got a call coming in 903. That's Longville, Texas, man. What's up with you? I think I know who that is. Is that Mr. BJ Nix, Bubba BJ Nix?
Yeah, it's your guy Nick in the building, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Hey, BJ, let them know where you're calling from. When I mean calling from, I mean show. I don't mean like where you actually calling from. Calling your show. I'm talking about your show.
That's it. Well, I mean, I am out here in the Piney Woods of East Texas, though. I don't mind it. But yeah, absolutely, man. You can check us out, Pick Six Sports on YouTube. Go over there, man. Hit the sub up. We got the Freestyle Friday show tomorrow. And, of course, over there on the Twitterverse, man, your_guy_Nix, Nix, man. Come over there. Follow me that way. And you can tune to some of these spaces and whatnot. You might catch a guy like West Coast for the spaces. Drop us some knowledge on there before he gets to his show, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, hey, man, we was having a conversation on the Twitter space, which is definitely cracking. I'm going to tell y'all right now, if you guys just like, one thing I like about the Twitter space is, there be times where I want to talk Cowboy talk, but I don't want to go. I don't want to put my face on camera. You feel me? Like I might be boo booing, or I might be, watching my kids or playing Xbox or smoking. You know what I'm saying? Just doing something flat out inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Something you can't show. I don't know. You feel me? But like I can do all that.
I mean, you draw.
Yeah, like I can do all that. You know what I'm saying? I can do all that in a Twitter space. You know what I'm saying? And still be on fire. You feel me? So it's a great place. If you don't got Twitter, I suggest you get Twitter and then type in hey, what's your handle? BJ Nix, and then just all you gotta do is
your guy Nix.
Your guy Nix. My bad. Type in your
_guy NIX. You good?
Type in your guy Nix, and then what's gonna happen is every time he launches a space, you'll get a notification, and literally you'll see me up in there because I'm always in there. Like I'm literally, it's like my new little addiction. All right, but yo, let's get into it, man. Hey, today let's talk about. I got a couple subjects I want to throw at you because we was already talking about them already, man. First thing I want to know is, man, I've been giving you my thoughts and my opinions on the Dallas Cowboys as far as the kicker and the Dallas Cowboys, what they chose to do. I wanted to know, man, did the Dallas Cowboys already miss the kick with the kicker, man?
I mean, early on in camp, you have to say yes. I mean, there's not really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Garibay currently is kicking in at a clip of 57% is what he's been hitting in camp so far. That's just not good enough. We've heard Jerry Jones come out and say, well, it was a little windy. And then we heard, well, some shorter kicks and maybe, just extra points. So kind of some built-in excuses here. But, yeah, I mean, right now, coming in at 57%. He came in today at 59%, ended the day at 57%. If there's a silver lining in their mojo moment kicking moments at the end after the regular practice, he did pretty good, maybe catch his fire. But right now, yeah, man, it's ugly. Hashtag special teams matter. You already know. Yeah, it's ugly right now. They missed the kick here, as you just said.
So, I mean, my question, you're the Dallas Cowboys. You're the organization. You're in charge. What do you do? I mean, what do you do? What would you suggest? Because, this is the thing is the thing that kind of perplexes me about the Dallas Cowboys, right? The Cowboys looked at this. They used their two eyes. Jerry Jones used his two eyes, which I think are they hazel? They might be gray now. You know what I'm saying? He used his two gray eyes, and he looked at the linebackers, and he evaluated this linebacker room, and he said, damn, we need another linebacker. You know what they did? They went out and got Anthony Barr. So my question is this. Why is it that the Dallas Cowboys Jerry Jones uses the exact same eyes, and he has to know that last year we lost how many games? 6 games in total, including the playoff games? And I'm going to tell you this right here. There is not one loss outside of the Denver Bronco game where a made kick or missed kick does not go the other way. And I'm going to be even more petty. The Cowboys could have started off 0-2 this year if it wasn't for a kick in L.A. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a kicker is I hate to say it, it's not important to everybody else, but it's very important in Dallas. Like, it's very important.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the Cowboys just kind of like leaving it to chance?
Yeah, right now, you look at the free agent market, you have a guy like Matt Bagley out there that you can bring in. Obviously, I kind of go back and circle back what we talked about in the space. There's some of these kickers that are going to get released. And, a kicker at this point of the game, on the cut down day, you can bring him in here. It's not really about learning the system. You got one job, split the uprights. So it might be something, if they don't get this thing corrected here over the next 3 preseason games, the rest of practice, that you look at them to go at the deadline here on cut down day and maybe go get a guy. Not saying they should go in here and get another rookie. We kind of mentioned about the kicker from Texas, Dicker. He's over there with the Rams. They have Gay in building. Gay went 32 and 34 last year, over 90%. So he's more than likely, they don't put him with the practice squad. He'll be in the streets if that's something that tickles your fancy some. But I would like to get a veteran guy in here. I wouldn't want to go the rookie route. Right now, Bagley is the best available to me. Kyle Forbeth, I don't know, is he witness protection? I can't find nothing out about him. Somebody tried to tell me he might be a little injured. I can't see anything about him. Obviously, that's the name tied here, Cobra Kai, because he came in, he did his job, he didn't miss any kicks, and then Fossil came in like, all right, yeah, we're done with you, and get my guy Greg the Leg. And then the Cowboys kind of played a game of chicken with Greg the Leg's contract, and the Jets said, we'll take him. So now here you are with Garibay.
Yeah, and I ain't even gonna lie. I think selfish. I think we're very evil smile on my face. I think some of us were actually kind of happy about Greg the Leg, but it's like this is what him going to Chicago. This is kind of the thing that I've kind of said. about, the Cowboys and their kicker. It's like, I feel like we got to get our kicker out of this realm of importance, because it's like, if your kicker is like uber important on your team, I feel like that almost leads to a bigger conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is your kicker, why are we settling for so many kicks? Why are so many games? Now, I understand this is the NFL. Talent is higher. I get it. Games are closer in the NFL. But doesn't that also then warrant for you to have what? Better kicker.
Yeah.
West Coast, and you kind of made this point in two different ways. I'm going to kind of tie them together for you from the space to right now. Is this. Again, we had 35 field goal attempts last year. The Rams, who won the Super Bowl, they had 34. But I guarantee if we go look at the distance of the kicks that were asked to be kicked, I'm going to guarantee right now, and I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel pretty confident in the fact the Cowboys kicked a lot more 49, 50, 51, 52, maybe 60 yarders than the Rams did. And that's kind of back to your point is give us an accurate kicker and stop settling for these long 50-yard field goals, and let's get the offense a little bit better where if you do have to rely on the kicker, it's a more manageable situation in the 35-yard range in which you want to get to.
Okay. Well, I got you on the line, man. Let's talk about this offensive line, man. There's no way I'm not going to get you out without letting you talk about this offensive line, man. What are your thoughts? I mean, from everything that today, I will say this. Today, the offensive line, Dak was just better. I ain't gonna say, I hate to say it like he was.
Yeah.
And I hate that whenever I say better, people make the say, oh, that means he was bad. No, it means he was good, and then he was great. He was gooder. You know what I'm saying? Dak hasn't had a day where he looked bad. Like, I'm just like, let me just say that right now. Dakota Let It Rain Prescott has not had a day where he has looked bad as a Dallas Cowboy in training camp. No, there has not been a day. Now, there has been days where these wide receivers who are brand new in the NFL, who, they had to teach them how to tie their shoes, because, they tie their shoes up differently in the NFL. They had to teach them how to tie their whole shoes up differently. Getting on track, and then you had an injury. So, yeah, there was some hip-ups and bip-ups, but, like, praise God we have Dak, right? Praise God he's consistent. Right. But we're not even talking about Dak. We're talking about this offensive line. And I want to know how confident you are in this offensive line's ability to, one, be able to run the ball, and then, two, I want you to keep it all the way funky, because I'm going to be honest with you. If we was a betting man, BJ, I would have to bet that Kellen Moore is going to do what betting Kellen Moore always does. You know what I'm saying? And that means throw the ball a bunch. So I want to know. I want you to speak on both those, man. What are your thoughts on their ability to do both, man, this year?
Sure. And real quick, I think the thing when it comes to Dak, he was just elite today. He's always good, but today he was in that elite form is where he was at today. And he got to unleash the ball deep was the big thing. They've been kind of protecting him, wanting him to throw shorter and not let it out there and overthrow his arm. And you see now Matthew Stafford has thrower's elbow. They're trying to avoid that with Dak. But today he got to uncork some, and it looks really good. But back to the offensive line, though. Yeah, I think, man, I'm just be honest, man, I'm scared to death to tackle. Because of the starters, because we're looking at Ball, who has 0 steps in the NFL from last year, being your swing tackle. That's just scary times here. And that worries me because if going back to being a betting man, look, I pray to God that Tyron Smith plays every single game. But history has showed us over the past 4 or 5 years that he's not going to play every game. So you're going to need a backup tackle to get out here and play some real games this round. So I'm very worried about the backup tackle right now, the swing tackle, if you will. That bothers me. Now, to fast forward into this run blocking, what you're doing, what you see from Tyler Smith early, you should be excited about. He's showing more power at the position. With that more power, and another thing to pay attention to him is, not that he got super small, but he slimmed down enough to give him a little more agile where he can get off that combo block with the center Tyler Dobbs to get to that second level when you want to run behind him and get that linebacker sealed off and give those lanes for Pollard and for Zeke. So I think there's competency here for what it's worth with Tyler Dobbs, and you've been out there, Cam, too. He's gained some weight to be able to anchor more, and he's had a good camp so far, which if y'all follow me, y'all know. I was out on Tyler Dobbs last year. I'm like, hey, man, I'm glad to hear about open competition, but I got to give the flowers when they're due. He stepped through and is having a good camp so far, and he's added some weight. So you feel good about that. Zach Martin, he's El Presidente of the line. And then you get over to Collins. Collins has been, not Collins, Terrence Steele, the ghost of right tackle pass there. But you get over here to Steele, and maybe a little shaky early on. The pads came on. He's played better since the pads have came on. I know some people are like, oh, my God, he got beat by D-Law. Oh, my God, he got beat by Parsons. Well, guess what? Your favorite tackle for any other team is getting beat by those guys, too. So I'm not that concerned about Steele getting beaten those reps. I think overall what you're not seeing on tape is him performing pretty decently since the pads have came on. So from the running side, with all things being equal and everybody's healthy, I do feel they're in a better place because of the work that Badaz has put in and the strength that we're going to get with Todd Smith over what you had last year with Connor Williams at the left guard position.
Shoot, man, I like it, man. I mean, the only thing that kind of like scares me about my offensive line is like, you know, I feel like each guy can have like individual growth within themselves, but it's like the thing that sucks about the offensive line is like it's literally a puzzle, and they all have to kind of like come together and put it together. So it's like that jail. So it's like, and you know, it's been put out. It's not been put out there, but Dak is not playing until the last preseason game, and Zeke is not gonna play at all preseason. So at all, you know what I'm saying? So it makes me wonder: is Zach Martin and Tyron Smith going to play? Now, me personally. You know, Henny, what's your thoughts? I'm even gonna give my thoughts. Henny, what's your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Because it makes me believe that they're not going to play. I'm gonna tell you, I believe they do.
Well, man, they need to play. I don't know if there's a plan for them to actually play, but there's too much there's too much flux on the offensive line for them not to.
If you don't mind.
Go ahead, BJ.
But here's my thing, and you're talking about obviously Tyron Smith, how much he's going to play or not. And if he does play, how long is he going to play? And how much is still going to play on the other side? Who's going to be the two tackles after those guys sit down? Ball and who? Somebody, can anybody answer that for me? Who's going to be the other tackle that's going to be out there whenever the two starters are not there, and it's going to be Ball? Who's the other guy?
That's why, to be honest with you, man, like the Cowboys are actually, you're going starter heavy this year. Like, the Cowboys are low-key praying. And I'm going to keep it real. This ain't even just the offensive line, bro. Like, right now, you cannot afford an injury nowhere. Bro, tell me one spot. And I'm not even trying to be negative or trying to wish anything on anything, but listen to me. Tell me the only place you can afford an injury is a cornerback.
Yeah. I'd probably say that's the only spot.
That's it.
Maybe you could stretch and say defensive tackle just because of the amount of bodies and the way they're moving everybody across the front with like Chauncey Golston going up and weight stuff. Maybe one guy defensive tackle if you lost him, maybe. But outside of that, offensively, there's no error right now.
Bruh, if you think about this, if you lose somebody in a tight end room, we just pick random, that changes. If you lose someone in your offensive line, man, like, to be honest with you, the Cowboys, I almost feel like, bro, They may not be saying it, but they're almost betting that their starting 5 offensive line are going to make it through the entire season, because they're not putting any resources in these backups. Because to be honest with you, who's your backup center, bro?
You don't really know.
Barniak probably right now. Alec Lindstrom, who was the guy that got
a bunch of guys who ain't really played good or played.
Right. Yeah, you got Farniak, who played basically the Eagles game last year when they were playing like the third string and whatever. So yeah, not a lot of play time there.
So yeah, man. And then here I go saying that I want these guys to play in preseason.
They got a jail though.
Oh, contradiction, West Coast, right?
Well, like you said, it's a double-edged sword, man. Because either you risk the injury to one of these guys,
sometimes you got to contradict yourself to get there to the point that you're really trying to make. Because I've done it before. I'll have a point, and as I talk about it, I'm like, you know what? I actually just talked myself out of that damn point.
Yeah, like I literally just contradicted myself. Like, to be honest, like I can literally make a valid point that the starters should play, but then I can also make a valid point that none of the starters should play and that the whole starting 5 backup should play on the offensive line. Why? Because I have no clue who it is. At least last year we knew we had Terrence Steele. You don't even have Terrence Steele. You want to know why? Because he's a starter. Think about that. You don't even have Terrence Steele no more because he's a starter. And just like on Madden, it says you cannot start one guy at 2 positions. It says it on Madden when you try to do it. Can't do it.
Let me ask you this.
Shoot.
Does Tyler Smith get any reps at left tackle during preseason?
Who? Tyler Smith?
Tyler Smith. Do they put him any time in preseason?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it real with you.
In the game.
They're probably going to, but I'm gonna keep it 1,000. He needs to spend as much reps because he's still battling for the guard position. And I'm gonna keep it real, man. Like, let's just be real. I don't think he should be taking any reps at tackle right now because if he was like, this is my thoughts on it. If he was drafted as a tackle, we're not taking him in the first round. So it's like you can't put that, like he took a lot of penalties. And then think about this, he was playing in what, the ACC? Like he wasn't playing in the SEC where they got legitimate pass rushers. Like, man, I don't think, like, if he's barely getting the guard and we thought he was a better guard, I do not see that. I don't see how we can even think he's going to be successful at the tackle if he was nowhere near successful as a, you know what I mean, as in a tackle in his final year in college. So, I mean, that's why I think, like, right now, and you got to think like this. The guard is, I can protect him at guard. I can't protect him at tackle. You're going to really have to know what the hell you're doing at tackle, man, especially the one that's protecting Dak Prescott's back. I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. If Tyron Smith goes down, guess who's going to be your tackle? Terrence Steele. Slide on over, and then worst case scenario, because I would rather Dak, you know what I'm saying? I would rather, listen to me, you got to have your best tackle protecting his blind side. So if Tyron Smith goes down, Terrence Steele's moving. That's just what it is. He's going back over there because he's better than Ball, and I can't trust Ball. Ball get my quarterback hurt. I can't take that chance. At least Dak can see it coming.
I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, facts. Yeah, at least you can see it come and make a move. Man, I don't want to hog up the line on just some other people trying to get up here and call and everything. I definitely would have come through. You showed some love on the last couple of spaces for me. I want to come back and return serve, sir.
Yes, sir.
Show some love over here for you and the content and the great stuff that you do as well, man, and what you do for the community. So shout out to both of you fine young gentlemen. Andy T, once again, I'm sorry.
No, you good, man. You ain't gotta apologize.
Hey, just share a couple of his articles. Share a couple of his articles, and he'll call it, because you know he's a fire writer, man. And you got to send like guys like BJ. You got to send the article directly to him, and if he like it, he'll show some love.
Yeah, I'll send Kim for a cup.
Send it to me, and I'll definitely put it out there in the Twitterverse, if you will, and whatnot. So
and I'm trying to come on Pick 6.
I ain't gonna hog up too much time.
I'm trying to come on Pick 6. Yeah,
I might have to. I mean, it might have to happen.
Yeah, because now you'd be an ass if you don't invite me, because I've had you on my show. You'd be a total ass now.
Yeah, I got you. No doubt. Like I said, man, we're going to do it, man. I definitely got you coming back. Hey, man, we got a long season, man. We just getting started, brother.
All right, appreciate you, my boy.
Here's the thing. And the last thing before I get out, here's the thing. See, you're like to break the glass in case of emergency. I have to wait at the particular moment in time of the season. I'm like, oh, yeah. Right now, I'm gonna get West Coast over here on Pick 6 and let him get it in, because I know how you operate. I've watched you for a long time. We've always had different conversations and whatnot, and been in games together. I know for a fact. I know when I need you to come and be that guy West Coast, and I'm gonna make sure I pick the pristine time to West Coast.
It better not be after the Cowboys then gave Zeke the ball 11 times. God damn it! I promise you that. God dang it! Lord forgive me. I didn't mean to say that. Because I'm gonna be pissed.
I can press the button either way.
Hey, exactly.
Y'all have a good night, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. Hey, as much as the Cowboys are practicing 12 personnel, it would behoove them to run the damn ball. Like,
I mean, no. Where else is production on the offense going to come from if it doesn't come from the running back room?
Yeah, and that's why, like, you know, I had a discussion with I was in the space today, and they were having a discussion about, you know, Ezekiel Elliott blocking, doing lead, because today Kellen Moore, dumbass, I gotta have the donkey of the day thing, because this is dumb, bro. Listen to me, Kellen Moore does not want CeeDee Lamb returning punts, but he wants Ezekiel Elliott lead blocking for Tony Pollard. Tell me how that makes sense.
It doesn't.
That is a true contradiction, bro. Ezekiel, and think about this. And think about this, right? The PCL injury, bro. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. He probably hurt his PCL pass blocking. Because if you see where the PCL blocking it is, that's not something you don't. That's not something like I've never heard of. Like in much football, if I played, I ain't never heard of somebody turning their PCL. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't never heard of ACL and MCL. I started doing my little research. I'm like, damn, that's like something like someone who's getting folded backwards is getting. You know what I'm saying? And when does Zeke get blew up and blow backwards? When he's pass blocking. You know what I'm saying? So it's like for me, man, I'm trying to limit Zeke's contact by any means You know what I'm saying? I don't even want Zeke getting slapped on the head no more. Remember Marshawn Lynch used to shake everybody's hands after touchdown? That's what I want Zeke to do from now on. Minimize. Yeah, for real, bro. I want him minimizing contact. Like, there's no way in hell a dude on a 3-year contract should be blocking. And I'm going to tell you this right here. Zeke is not going to be a better blocker than a real fullback.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you really think that Tony Pollard is better with a fullback, then get a damn fullback. Because my thing is this, once the play gets going, you can only hand the ball off to one person. So that's why, when a lot of people be like, having them both in the backfield, that creates this thing, but not really, because when the ball's hike, they know that only one person's going to get the ball. So guess what that means? That means a linebacker, a safety, a defensive tackle, they get a free shot on Zeke. And I'm going to tell you this right here. If I'm a defensive coordinator, look, if these mother effers let Zeke come out here and pass and run block for him, blow his ass up. You want to know why? Because they're going to be dumb enough to give him the ball 2 plays later.
Right. Yeah, man. I don't know. But this is the thing. They don't even give this man 20 carries a game anymore, but they want him to be a lead blocker. I would feel offended. Look, Zeke hasn't averaged 20 carries a game in 3 years.
I mean, now
I'm supposed to run block with somebody else. I don't even get to run the ball.
And that's why I say, like, Tony Pollard, I know people try to say, like, you don't have to be creative, man. Like, let me say this. You can be boring as hell. If you go look at Tom Brady's offense, 7 Super Bowl, boring, bruh. Boring. Think about the weapons, bro. He had Randy Moss 1 year. Everything about Tom Brady has been boring. But guess what, bro? They've consistently won Super Bowls, man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you don't have to be creative. You need to be effective. Whatever you're trying to do, it needs to work. Like, man, listen, these dudes are too smart to be out here trying to, like, okay, let's try to outsmart them. No, bro, these dudes are way too damn smart. Just be effective. Be good at what you do. You know what I'm saying? I was always taught a team who does trick plays a lot is what? Not good.
Yeah, because eventually, man, it's all about lining up and beating the person in front of you. A trick play or two here and there is all right, but, you can't survive off that. It's like trying to eat the icing off a cake. It's not going to sustain.
Yeah. Neil says he got $90 million fullback now. That's I mean, man, I just, there's things like that I don't understand about Kellen Moore, man. You know what I'm saying? What's up with you, London Lennox? Appreciate you, my boy. Says, what's up, my boy? Appreciate you. Hey, appreciate everybody that's tapping in right now. Andre, appreciate you. Kerry says, facts. Every time your kicker takes the field goal, you shouldn't have to grab your pacemaker. Facts.
Yeah. We're just really stuck at kicker right now, because either one of these guys step up, or you have to call in a guy like Kai Forbath, or take a flyer or Dan Bailey, who's been declining for several years. Because there's not really any good kickers on the market. Like you were saying, like the guys that can actually kick and kick at a high level, they have been tenured somewhere for several seasons.
Facts. They not. But hey, man, let's just switch subjects aggressively real quick, because this is a subject that a lot of people keep on asking me about, and I done made a video about this today.
What's up,
man? Odell Beckham, bro. Listen to me, y'all. Henny, why can't you sign Odell Beckham?
Odell Beckham just had ACL surgery.
He got hurt on February 13th.
Mm-hmm. He just had ACL surgery February the 23rd of 2022. Okay, so in general, an ACL injury is anywhere from 9 to 12 months. So if on the long end, if it is a 12-month injury, Odell Beckham will not be healthy until February of 2023.
On the short end, when?
Yeah, and on the short end, if it's a 9-month injury, then let's go back. He wouldn't be ready to
March,
November.
April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Oh my God!
And that's what also scares me about Michael Gallup.
And he's older, bruh. He's older, man. Michael Gallup is an exception because he's young. He has young, and he ain't never had no bunch of injuries. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. But still, listen. Michael Gallup had to wait to have his surgery in February as well. So it might be around the same time for Michael Gallup to come back. I know all these folks were saying all this and that. It realistically, it could be November when you see Michael Gallup.
If I'm Odell Beckham, you know what I'm doing right now? I'm working out, I'm getting in shape, and I'm watching NFL football. And I'm writing down all the teams that I think are going to be playoff teams. And then as their wide receivers get hurt or dinged up, I'm calling them.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm Odell Beckham, honestly, you'll know who's going to the playoffs after like you'll know the for sure teams going to the playoffs after week 11.
Right.
Like you'll know around then. It'll be a week 11. You'll have to 6 more games. If I'm Odell, I'm not trying to even sign till then. And that is when? November. If you're Odell Beckham right now, you got to think right now, why would a team pay you to rehab when you're going to have to rehab anyway?
Exactly.
Because think about this. If you sign Odell Beckham right now, you are literally paying him to rehab, which he has to do anyway if he wants to get a contract in November anyway. So why pay him? Let him rehab on his own for free. And then guess what? When he's 100% healthy, then you bring him in for a workout. And if you like him, you sign him.
Yeah. And if you sign Odell Beckham too early, there's no guarantee that your team is even going to make the playoffs. So you sign Odell Beckham to a 1-year deal, and you don't even make it to the postseason, you might not even see this guy suit up for you.
Yeah. So I mean, that's why I say I'm cool on Odell, and then T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. Hilton, in my opinion, is more named than he is wide receiver right now. I think the Cowboys need a true outside receiver. They need a true outside receiver. T.Y. Hilton, in my opinion, is CeeDee Lamb 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? T.Y. Hilton's going to be playing in the inside, and we have enough guys that are going to play in the inside. We have small guys that play on the inside in Turbin. Then we have big guys that can play on the inside like CeeDee Lamb. Like we have a really good, and then you even have Tony Pollard who can play on the inside. So it's like I think people just say wide receiver, but we need a true outside receiver. That's why, in my opinion, Julio Jones made so much damn sense for the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need someone who just tells everybody to back up. We got a caller real quick. 731, man. I see you, man. It's your boy West Coast and Henny Cowboy, man. Talk to us.
Hey, West Coast. What's up, my friend?
What's up with you, OG? Let me know your name and where you calling from, sir.
Hey, man, it's 4D, and I'm calling from West Tennessee.
4D from West Tennessee, man. Talk to me, OG.
You got to understand, Doc. It's like 11 o'clock here, so it's like 9 o'clock your time. So
Exactly,
you know,
9:05.
Hey, I had a couple of points, man. I listened to you a lot, man. You know, one thing about it, man, it was when I saw you today with you and your boys, man, that was beautiful.
Appreciate you, OG.
That's what you call what the Bible says, train up a child, man, and you're doing a great job with your boys, man. I love that, man. I love that. My thing is, we say we're all in as a fan. As a fan, we're in 100%. I'm talking about investments, because you invest a lot in the Cowboys. A lot of fans invest a lot in the Cowboys. Emotionally, we're invested. We invest our time in it. But my question is the heads to be, are they all in? Are they, because of the moves the no moves they're making? Can we say that the heads to be that make the decisions, are they all in? Because with 20 plus million sitting there, and with players quickly evaporating, and they see the holes that are there, and they're not plugging them, my question to you and Henny is, we're all in, but are they all in?
Henny, go ahead, man.
Well, I think time will tell, because I was under the same mindset as you, where I was questioning if they were all in for the season. Because
hold up. OG, he gonna answer this quick. He gonna answer that first question, and I'm gonna let you into your next one. Go ahead, Henny.
No, they let Amari Cooper go for a bag of chips. Then they let Cedric Wilson walk, and they didn't really do anything to adequately, address the absence of Michael Gallup to begin the season. So my mind state to start the season was this might be a light rebuild, but now that they added Anthony Barr to this defense. And now there's these rumors that the Cowboys are looking to make a trade for a wide receiver. I don't really know right now. So I'm willing to let it play out. But if we go into week one with the same wide receiving core that we have as of today, I think that they're not all in. All in. They can't be because there's a glaring hole. There's a glaring deficiency on your offense, and you have done next to nothing to address it. You lost a perennial Pro Bowl receiver, and your answers to filling that void is a bunch of undrafted receivers. So until they actually address that, my mind frame is that they're not really all in on this season.
Go ahead, OG. Next one. Ooh, that was a good point.
Hey, another point I got is we create our own problems.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about offensive line needs help bad, but we had an offensive lineman. We had when La'el Collins first came into the league, he played guard, and when he played guard, I'm talking about the guy was vicious. He moved to tackle because that's where you make the money at.
Thanks.
So we were gonna let La'el walk at the end of the year. Why didn't we make him play guard? Because if you sign a contract, you got an employer, and you work for somebody, they ask you to do something, then that's what you do. So if we had at least put La'el in at guard last year, that would have solved problems with the run and the passing game last year because of what we've already seen. We've already seen La'el play guard, and when he played guard, one play, he outrushed Zeke down the field.
Facts.
And my thing is, why not try him back at guard if we knew we was going to let him walk? Because still outplayed him. And if still outplayed him and we got a hole at that guard position he played, why not put him back at that position? If he want to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get your money, you'll go back there.
I mean, OG, man, I was screaming that all year, man. Like, if you put La'el Collins at guard, you don't even draft Tyler Smith.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then, the thing that irritated me about the whole La'el Collins is, OG, they was okay. 4D. They let him play. OG, can you hear me clearly? They let him play fullback. They let him play fullback twice last year. And he didn't play guard once. Like, I'm sorry, like, I don't know what that's called. Like, especially when you have a guy that has, they were literally willing, they took Connor Williams out and put Connor G in for like a game and a half and then went back to Connor Williams. My question is this: when you had to do that, you basically said both these dudes suck. Mm-hmm. At that moment right then, why weren't you desperate enough to be like, La'el, get over here and play this guard? What do we have to lose? Right. Like, you're absolutely right, OG. Like he ended up leaving. Like, this is the thing. Like, I mean, what did you, and then my thing is, after the suspension, you just give him his job back? And then guess what? He did not re-sign back with you. So all that loyalty you try to show to him, what did he do? Spit it right back in your face and dipped. So yes, you should have played him at guard. Absolutely. And if he didn't want to do it, so what? What are you going to do?
Exactly. And another thing, we talk about, and I say we create our own problems. We talk about the wide receiver room. We let Amari Cooper walk for absolutely nothing.
We gave him up. We ain't let him walk. We gave him up for nothing.
Well, I'm sorry, we gave him up for nothing. and I've seen some clips of Amari practicing with the Cleveland Browns.
Oh my God, he's killing.
Oh my God, he's leaving those DBs in. I mean, it's like
God.
It's ridiculous how good Amari looks in that Cleveland Brown uniform.
Like, it was so, it's so crazy too. He did it. He was in that clip that Amari Cooper did. He's doing exactly what we need Amari Cooper to do, and that is create separation from a corner without having to be thrown or anything. He literally uses his feet work to get open, gets his separation, gets an easy pass. Like, I'm going to tell you this right here. Cleveland, it doesn't matter really who's going to be their quarterback this year, because whoever's going to be their quarterback is going to play better than what they would have played without Amari Cooper. That's why I said the Cleveland Browns was the smartest franchise in football. They said, listen, we traded for Deshaun Watson, who probably won't play this year, but don't trip, because even no matter who is our quarterback, we got a pretty damn good receiving core for him to throw to. If our quarterback's really, really bad, he ain't going to be that bad. Why? Because he got Amari Cooper, and Amari Cooper always gets open. Like, think about this, man. Dak Prescott was never viewed as a MVP-type quarterback until what? Until 19 came to Dallas. Bro, Amari Cooper was Dak Prescott was a 3,000-yard quarterback. You know what I'm saying? 3,000, 35, right at, you know what I'm saying? That was his. Remember, he was a dink and dunker. What took Dak out of that dink and dunk? 19 did. Go ahead, OG.
Tell you something else about Amari. You know, the wide receiver room will feel the hugest effect, which they're doing now. I understand they had a pretty good pretty good practice today. But that wide receiver room will realize the value of Amari Cooper. Because I think I read it, and I also heard because I listened to Law and Boss Cowboy too. When you look at Amari was double teamed a lot, so he took all the coverage. So that meant all the other wide receivers had basically either one-on-one coverage or they were going against a zone.
Yep, because there's only 11 people on the field.
Right, so that's why they shine. You know, that's why those other receivers shine like they shine, because Amari took the coverage from them.
Yeah, my OG Kerry says they want Dak to turn water into wine.
Mm-hmm. And see, now that Amari's gone, now Dallas is back, as you just mentioned, they're back to that dink and dunk thing again.
Facts. And we don't even have a better dink and dunkers. We don't even have a better crew to dink and dunk too.
We have unproven. We have an unproven squad. Now, they may do good in practice, but practice is one thing. When you get in a real NFL game,
unfamiliar talent.
That pressure that you put on their shoulders that they never had to go through before in their life, is one or two things they're gonna do. They're gonna rise to the occasion. They're gonna quit. They just gonna shrivel up because they never had that kind of pressure before.
But see, I'm gonna tell you the issue with it, not West Coast. You gonna tell you the issue though, OG. Like, it would be okay if it was just one guy. You're hoping that with 4 guys. That's a lot, man. Like, I might hit the lottery once, but I'm not what that hit. I ain't no Hollywood Henderson. You feel me? That boy hit the lottery like 3 times, and it's like, that's crazy.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And also, West Coast, you ask yourself this question. You know, why do we devalue our own players as much as we do?
Because we don't want to. I don't know. Because we don't like paying them.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, but then you look at it like this: if we pay players, we pay Amari Cooper to be a number one, but Amari Cooper turned into a disappearance, and it wasn't his fault. It's because of how the offense was schemed, and they schemed the offense where, in the public's perception of it, it made Amari Cooper look like he quit on the team and he wasn't doing this and he wasn't doing that. But as a number one receiver, if you don't give him the targets early and put him involved early, you can't expect him at the end of the game to make some super catch.
That's what they used to do to Dez.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you look at, you talked about fullbacks earlier. We got a fullback.
Nah, we waived him. We waived him. We waived him last week.
No, West Coast. We got the highest priced fullback in the
You crazy, man. You better stop it.
We got the highest priced fullback in the league, man. We got Zeke, our number one offensive guy, playing fullback.
Dumb,
Can't
bro.
you see those defenses? I'm like you. Those defensive coordinators, when they see Zeke and TP in the backfield together, they already know what Zeke is. So like you said, if I blow Zeke up, I'm already diminishing his running skills then.
Yep.
Because I'm putting more dings on Zeke than he really needs.
Yep.
You know,
which is going to hurt your team, which is going to cause more hurt. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. You know what I'm saying? You go out there, Zeke get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? It's just not worth it.
Now, you've been following football a long time like me. Have you ever seen them take their number one offensive threat and put him at fullback?
No, because fullback is 100. And then think about this. This is after he's coming off of an injury. So you should be trying to minimize his contact. Like, you're going to not play him in preseason, so play him at fullback in the regular season. Bro, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And that's why I said, like, how can people be like, you don't want CeeDee Lamb returning punts, but then you want Ezekiel Elliott blocking for Tony Pollard? That makes no sense. Like, CeeDee Lamb returning punts makes more sense than Zeke blocking, I ain't gonna lie. Because I'm gonna tell you, that, I mean, if I'm a linebacker, bro, your job is to do what? Blow up whoever's coming through that hole. And that's what the fullback's job. So you're gonna really tell me you want Ezekiel Elliott blowing up dudes? Like, really running into linebackers and trying to blow them up so that somebody else can get some yards? No, I don't want Zeke doing that. No, I don't.
And then you saw what Ezekiel Elliott's injury did for our overall offense as the season went on.
Now, if you're a kicker and you're in practice, there's no pressure, but you're missing field goals.
That's why I say, man, a kicker, especially since they're keeping the percentages, bro, a kicker need to be damn near 90% inside at practice, bro. You ain't nothing but your fans at the damn game. Because you got to think, if you're 90% in your friends, when you go out there in front of the world, you probably going to drop down to about 80. 80%, okay, that's cool. But if you can't make kicks at your mama house with your auntie in the ground, the little kid sitting in the front with dirt all on his shirt, I'm like, come on, man. You know where the soap is. You know where the water is. You come on, man. You know where the refrigerator is. You know where everything is. You know what I'm saying? You got keys up in here. And you telling me you don't feel comfortable enough to make kicks here? Bruh, slap yourself.
Neil Farber said, imagine if they lined Emmett up at fullback and Derek Laxton got the carries.
I mean, this is the thing. I know people are going to say, yeah, they only did it once or two. Man, they shouldn't do it at all. Like, they shouldn't do that at all. Like, what if I told you Dak Prescott's out there lead blocking? Like, what? No.
Makes no sense.
No sense. Like, I don't even want them to practice that.
And I'll say I'll make another point and I'll get out because I'm enjoying the show, man. When we talk about the signing of Anthony Barr, when they looked at the signing of Anthony Barr has a lot to do with Dan Quinn.
I'm hungry.
Dan Quinn realized that LVE is not LVE cannot be in that position of calling out plays and dictating plays and getting people in the right position.
No, that's not him.
He's like he's lost in the water. I mean, and I said it before. And I know you don't like to use this guy's name, but I'll use it for you. With the signing of Barr, they realized what they had in Jalen. Jalen directed people in the right positions, the whole 9 yards. Last year they used that run curse, a safety.
Mm-hmm.
They got him playing linebacker. Now, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see Curse playing linebacker, guess what? I'm going to run the ball directly at him. I'm going to send one of those big guards, one of those big 300-pound guys and just squash him. And if you knock out J-Ron Curse, then what you got? So, with the signing of Anthony Barr, which we putting a lot of hope in Anthony Barr being Anthony Barr. Anthony Barr being who he is, to go in and fill a spot, fill a plug in that linebacker room, because LVE, Anthony Barr lets LVE be LVE. Just attack.
Yeah.
And you can't put, and I think I heard you say this once before too. You don't want Micah Parsons out there trying to dictate defenses.
No.
You want Micah Parsons, you want him to do one thing.
Torpedo.
Get the quarterback up.
He's a torpedo.
Right. Do whatever you got to do to get in that backfield and get that quarterback up. That's what you want of Michael Parsons. That's what you want Sam. I think his name's Sam Williams.
Yeah, 54 had a good day today too.
And I hear a lot of people talk about D-Law, what D-Law ain't doing. They talk about what D-Law ain't doing, but what they ain't looking at is what is D-Law doing. D-Law is causing pressure. He's causing turnovers. He's helping D-Law help Parsons.
He's disruptive.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because when they see D-Law and Parsons on the other side, what they do? They're going to shift on D-Lawrence. on D Law. I mean, they're gonna take D Law and they're gonna leave Parsons 1-on-1. Then Parsons 1-on-1. I'll pay money on that matchup any day of the year. You know, people talk about what D Law isn't doing. Let's talk about what D Law is doing. Let's talk about the value of D Law helping out these young guns, these young lions out there,
Mm-hmm.
passing on his expertise on them. But you know, like I said, I only had a few points I just wanted to make, Doc, because I know, like I said, I was listening to you open up the lines. I said, let me go ahead and call in and and just talk for a half of a second. Then I'll just get off, man, and listen to you guys. You and Henny, because y'all do a great job, man. I just get off, man, and let somebody else call in. But my thing, one thing I still haven't figured out with our Cowboy team, why do we do such a great job at devaluing our own players?
Yeah, man. It's all about the money because they do it with every player that's going to get
I
paid.
don't know what
They
I can't.
they
Why
drag Dak
how come they
Prescott. They did it to Ezekiel Elliott. No, even Zach Martin had to hold out to get his money. So they're equal opportunists when it comes to trying to get their play at the short end of the stick. But I don't know why they do it like you said, because it's bad press. 'Cause, there's plenty of guys in the league that take notice of things like that. That's why it's harder to get some of the more key guys to come to Dallas. There's already this a circus when you think about how Jerry Jones handles the media, and then you have to fight just to get paid. This is very unattractive to a lot of players.
Yeah, and even with the Anthony Barr, it kind of proves that we don't really want to pay. You know what I'm saying? So I think that makes it harder to attract top free agents who would possibly take more. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, like the Cowboys got to get into that smell of we are a playoff team before the season start, because that's going to help you with negotiation and free agent too. Like I mean, when you got drama and you're not really like a contender, man, these dudes ain't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes we be like, oh, why can't we get them players? And I'd be like, yeah, I think they want to play for the Cowboys because they want to be in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? But, I don't think they necessarily want to be the Cowboys that are top choice. You know what I'm saying? But, yo, OG,
Hey, West Coast,
go ahead.
one more quick thing. One more quick thing before I get out of here, Doc. We putting so much stake in our offensive people, our line and running backs and things of that nature. Playing a 17-game season plus preseason, and we've all played football before. Getting hit in the football game is basically you're in a small car crash. Do we
Mm-hmm.
expect these guys to stay healthy for 20 games, then the playoffs? We're putting all our eggs in one basket, and we both know you don't put all your eggs in one basket like that, because as you said before, and God forbid, we're one injury away. If Zeke goes down, who we got to back him up? If an offensive lineman goes down, who we got? If Zach goes down, oh my gosh, we got Did I State Danucci. Oh, I mean, but
Offense can't
anyway,
afford.
let me
Offense can't
get
afford. They can't afford anything at. They need
but
starters. Like you can't
but
afford an injury when you still need starters.
Right.
but you got
Because
20
we talk
games.
about we talk
We're
about
looking at
the
a 20. We're
injuries.
looking at
We don't
20
even
games
have the
right
wide
now.
receiver core leveled out at this point.
Yeah, it's gonna be ugly. Go ahead, finish up, OG, and I'm gonna let you go.
I was just saying, all I was saying is, but we're looking at at least 20 games, not even including the playoffs. So we can't expect. I mean, Tyron Smith hasn't played a full year in when.
Like
It's been a
2012.
while.
Yeah,
I mean,
something
it's
like
been a
that.
while since Tyron played a full year. So we're looking at his history. We don't have a guard. Martin is Zeke. I mean, Zach Martin is he's long in the tooth, so he's going to be injury prone. So what happens when one of our key people go down? Because we're looking at a long season,
Yeah.
a very long season. But anyway, hey guys, thanks for taking the call, man. I appreciate it. I'll get off and I'll continue listening to you, man. And West Coast, you're gonna be at a training camp tomorrow.
I should be.
All right, perfect. All right. Hey, guys, man, have a great rest of the evening, man, and I love listening to you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir. You have a blessed evening, sir.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Man, hey, man, I wasn't even thinking when he was saying 20-game season. I'm like, damn, if you ain't got no backups, that means there are some dudes that are gonna play 20 games this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially even if you think they're not gonna play in some of the preseason games, if we are gonna go where we want to go, we're gonna have to play at least
20
at,
games.
at least two, at least 20 games because we were going to win the Super Bowl. Even if we get the first round bye, there's still two playoff games and then the Super Bowl. So yeah, it's going to be 20 games no matter how you cut it.
Yeah. But hey, man, we've been on here for an hour and 30 minutes, man. We appreciate you guys for watching, man. We appreciate everybody for hitting stars today, man. We appreciate everybody who hit the super chat, man. And for everybody who hit that share button, Henny, man, let them know the next article you're working on.
Man, I'm still doing a deep dive of we've been talking about this ragged ass wide receiving room. So I was trying to see, is it still possible in the modern NFL to win a Super Bowl with a run oriented team? And that's pretty much the article I'm working on. I found some distinct instances in the last 10 years that would say yes, but we're gonna just drop that pretty soon in the next day or so. And y'all can go tap in. You can find that at Henny the More. You can be on my Facebook, be on my Twitter. You got WordPress. You check it out there, and just tune in.
Yep. And then, hey, man, it's your boy West Coast, man. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. I'll be live at 11 a.m. Make sure you tune in tomorrow at 11 a.m., man. We're going to bring you guys some Cowboy content, man. If you weren't able to call in today, don't trip. The call-in line will be back on tomorrow, man, because I love hearing you guys' voice. I love interaction with you guys. Shout out to my boy Lewis Winslow. Shout out to my boy Aaron Wade for the stars and OG Donald Holmes, man. Hey, man, you guys already know what it is, though.